in this ride, I try to use every ride to do some sort of story of whatever, or lesson about coffee, anything. But on this particular one, I'm gonna talk about how this little truck happened. I mean, it was no magic. It was a lot of unknowns, to say the least, and from concepts that were not part of this truck to how we got this truck and what went through to get that box done and the equipment and all that and all the people that help. So I'm gonna try to do that as best as I can. So while we drive to drop off some packages, and also I'm gonna visit Candelaria restaurant, which is my one good friend. Colombian restaurant Candelaria on US 301 in Oxford, highly recommend. They're building a coffee shop, and a little bit of help from my part, ideas, stuff like that. We might roast there. We're still trying to figure that out. He needs to launch the business first, and then we're gonna try to add the roasting part because that's a separate license. But anyways, on this trip, I'm gonna try, keyword try, by the way, mini me here, to talk or explain how this truck happened, like what went through my life and a bunch of people's life that allowed this truck to be what it is now. We're still working on finding a spot or spots to sell coffee. That has proven a little bit more challenging, but we're making progress slowly. The whole idea even started without this truck. Like, I didn't know this truck existed, the type, the Kei truck from Japan. I cannot heard about them, I cannot seen pictures about it, but to be able to visualize what can be done with those here in the US, that was completely out of my radar, like zero. And when we started to do this, we actually started with a golf cart idea, to put an espresso machine equipment on a golf cart. That was the intention. And it almost came through. We almost did it. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, it went from, I'm gonna go buy this golf cart, particular one, and I'll explain later what it is, to let me stop that because we found a Kei truck, and I need to analyze this further. So if you haven't watched it, I'm gonna put a link here. I'm gonna go like this, but God knows what's gonna happen when I linked it. Everybody does. I'm gonna put a link up here, and I don't know how that works. I'm probably gonna be a first. Anyway, but I do have a video of how I became a roaster. It's a short video, less than maybe 10 minutes or 11 minutes max. And that's the story of how I ended up in this business in a serious way. And by that I mean not in a hobby way. Like when you do stuff like you want to learn a craft, like this is a craft. It might start as a hobby, and then there's a big difference between hobby and business. And the main one is simple. In a business, it's something you create to make money from. A hobby is something you have to throw away money, to throw money at. Like, that's the main difference, right? Now, some hobbies become businesses. So this is what happened to me, and that's the little video I'm gonna post. So once I passed that threshold, and now I'm roasting seriously, meaning I have more commercial type roaster or access to commercial roasters, all kinds of different possibilities. The next evolution step will be, can we have a store? Can we have a location? I had before that, I worked in restaurant. I'm not strange to that, but we didn't have the money. Like, we still don't have the money. So what can we do to keep the progression of the coffee business with whatever resources we can find? And the most logical was, guess what? A food truck, right? And I had food truck before, but I didn't want to have another food trailer or FedEx van. I didn't want to have that. Like for coffee, I think that's too much. I don't want to have a huge truck because I want to replace a brick and mortar place with a truck. No, I wanted to have something that we can progress into, hopefully, a location. So I started researching, like, okay, what are people doing? Because that's the beauty about online. This is not new. Like, everybody's doing a bunch of stuff. And doing those research, I found like coffee carts. You see a lot of them. Actually, we're gonna build one of those, mainly because this truck cannot go indoors, and those can. And so it's like an extension of this. And the good news about building that or this truck towards, let's say, a location, we are not, the money we invest now, we keep using it. Like, let's say we open a brick and mortar, a place, right? Then you can have this truck or the cart to do special events, And believe me, this truck is, from a marketing point of view, it couldn't be any better. Everybody wants to talk about this truck. Everywhere I go. I just parked the other day to talk to that possible location that I'm gonna go today also, just to talk to the guy that's helping me out. And a lot of people taking pictures and asking, and even people saying, can you make me coffee? I went to BJ's to put gas, actually to put air in the tires, not even gas. And the attendant came from the gas pumps and said, can you make me some espresso? That was so funny. So the truck works. So from a marketing point of view, definitely this works. So we start shuffling ideas. We're already roasting. We already have at least some commercial capability, whether ours or for hire. My good business friend Marcus or Marius in Tampa, Caffeine Roasters. I roast there. Probably I'm gonna put some pictures or videos here. So once you develop that, okay, what kind of mobile business we do? I mean, how we can do this? And we start shuffling ideas. And so we start going with the coffee cart concept, but that also has some, it's not negative, but every business, especially mobile business, when you have to move, there's always something that you need to consider. So, because I live in the Villages, Florida, you don't know what that is, just Google it. Villages, Florida is the largest retirement community in the world. We're not retired, my wife and I work, but we qualify, we purchase a low-cost home, we're very happy here. It's an extremely nice place to live. In my opinion, low cost. You can go to millionaire if you want to, but for us, it worked. This is a golf cart community. I'm gonna go very conservative. Easily over 50,000 golf carts. And most of them are used for stuff that has nothing to do with golf. Even my golf cart, although I golf and I haven't played in a while, my golf cart, I just turn off the signal, the clicking noise is gonna be annoying. This one in particular, have only been on a golf course once. It wasn't even me. It was by my brother-in-law, came to visit, he wanted to play golf, I gave him the cart. But we have so many golf carts and so many places to go by golf cart, miles and miles of what I call golf cart paths or multimodal path, which is a little road specifically for golf carts. That I went like, man, I think I'm gonna build an espresso mobile unit using a golf cart. That was I'm wondering. So we start shuffling ideas, and I met a guy in one of the golf carts businesses here, and they hire us for indoor event. So I set up a table and coffee, and so we start shuffling those ideas. And you can go really small, but you need some space to put most of the equipment that you need, especially the power equipment. Battery alone, these espresso machines are power hungry, so that require probably more than any golf cart that we have seen could give us, unless you just do what is called an event, and I need to plug in. I need a place to plug in the whatever my cart. People do that too. But anyways, we keep shuffling ideas, but we found these cool golf carts that are used mostly in hotels and places like that, where I'm getting here to the UPS parking, so I gotta be careful with this. So where these are industrial type, and you've seen them around, it's like a little platform. It's a golf cart, but in the back it's a little flat platform, similar to this truck. And so I start researching that heavily. Concept. But not just a regular golf cart. We're talking industrial type golf carts, platforms, the ones that you can put some weight on and do whatever we wanted. It's a 6 feet long platform, pretty much. And this is a strange left turn, but it had to be done. And or less, between 4 to 6 feet, depending which one you get. They're called, what's the name of those? I'm gonna put a picture because I can't remember the name. But you've seen it when you go to hotels, even in the villages here to do. It's an industrial type vehicle. The cool part about those golf carts are that little platform, from the little one to the big one, can carry from 1,000 up. Like, they can carry a lot of weight. But, carry all, now I know that. They are carry all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the bigger the number, the larger the cart. That's about it. But they are designed for industrial applications like hotels or venues like this, and so they don't have a higher speed requirement like I need it. So most of them are built for like 15 miles an hour or so, maybe 20, maybe. But they can carry a weight, and they come in 2 flavors, electric or gas. I didn't want the gas one. I wanted the electric one. This is at the moment where lithium is catching up with standard electric batteries in golf carts. So there was a lot of either you can buy new or you buy it old or used and convert whatever electrical system they had to lithium one. So I researched all that, and I felt confident, man, I can do that, And so we started researching, and we even saw one version called the GEM cars, GEM. These are like one of the first electric urban like small city vehicles that I remember, street legals, but also they're used in again, hotels and stuff, engineering, whatever. And the reason I like that one a lot, I like that one for one reason, and I didn't like it for another one. It's because those from the factory, you can get them with a box, with an aluminum box. And I saw a few in a reasonable price. I'm going, man, those are nice, and they can carry a lot of weight, and they are street legal. You can actually make them street legal. That doesn't mean you're gonna go anywhere as fast as you want. There's a lot of requirements for street legal in Florida, and basically that means you cannot use roads that are more than 35 miles an hour, and your cart can go more than 25 miles an hour. But in the villages, a lot of the roads are 35 miles an hour. So I'm going, that kind of fits the bill. And it had the box, and I saw a few in Orlando that were selling them. These are fleets from hotels that they buy, they're old. But then I researched a little bit about those, and the problem was the electrical system. And even though they are conversion kits, most of them are kind of tricky to do compared to a club car carry-all type conversion kit. And that discouraged me, because the more I research, the more I'm going, man, that might not be the right fit. But anyways, I kept going, and then I settled for the carry-all, right? Okay. I found a guy here very close to my home, 20 minutes away or less, in Fruitland Park. I think it was, not Leesburg. Yeah, Fruitland Park is the next town over. We live in Lady Lake. Fruitland Park, Leesburg, going south. I think it was Fruitland Park. Pretty sure it was. That was selling one. I found it on Facebook, like anything, and you find it on Facebook. And and this one caught my attention because although it was on the smaller side of the carry-alls, it had an aluminum box. And a good friend of mine that used to work in the Air Force, he told me, man, that's exactly what we used to use on base. That kind with that box, and that box is awesome. It's waterproof and aluminum, whatever. And I'm going, let's go see it. And we went. And it was a reasonable price, but we knew at that moment this car needs work. Like, even though turn on and move, no. Even if you want to keep it as it was, you need to change the entire battery system. So it's thousands of dollars just for that. But I wanted that because I wanted to convert to lithium, and those are easier to convert than the gem car that I mentioned. And I like it. It was small, but it had enough space and cargo capability, meaning weight-wise, that I can put an espresso business. Not like this, but hey, it's a start. And again, we don't have, at this point, we barely have any money, zero. And but I'm the kind of guy that like to move forward as much as I can. So if I had the money to get this little piece, and eventually I got the money for that little part, and I keep going. I don't like to stand still. I don't like big bang approaches. Usually big bang approaches, and I work in computer system, and that's an actual term. Let's go big bang. That's exactly what happened. Big boom, like nothing worked. So I like to do little steps, little wins, and keep moving, because that usually, for some very strange reason, at least in my life, allows me to find a way, allows me to, okay, the next step shows up. In this story, you're gonna see how. So I went, actually twice, first to see it. I think I went by myself the first time. I'm not sure. I have pictures on that I'm gonna put here, so you see it. And so I did that, and I'm going, all right, this is at least in the ballpark pricing for something that doesn't work as we need it, but we can use it as a platform to build what we want. And it has some components that make sense, like the box. So the second time I went, I actually made an offer to the guy. I think I made it online, I don't know. So he told me how much it was and how he got it, and I made an offer, and the guy said no. He didn't counter offer or anything. Unfortunately, I come from the street business school, and you tell me you're selling something for $3,000, especially online, or like in this case, what do you call it? Sitting in your patio. The first thing I'm gonna do is cut that number in half. Period. That's just street smart. That's how you do business. I've done it many times. People have done it to me. I've done it to people. That's just kind of a known thing in the street. But how I cut it in half. Whatever number he gave me, 3,000, can't remember, 2,500. I cannot remember. Expecting him to say, okay, let's make a deal. And usually you try to split the difference, and that's the deal. But he said no, and I don't know if he got pissed off or whatever. But he never countered anything, so guess what? As much as I like the idea, I said no, it's not gonna work. I've already researched other cards. The reason I like that one is because, again, the box, it was a good, let's build our thing platform, and also 15 minutes from home. The second best option that I found, and I found a few, was either San Agustin or Jacksonville. This is almost 2 years ago. So, and these are moments that lasted 12 hours, maybe. I don't know. So this one, it was a carry-all. I want to say 5 or 6. Again, remember, the higher the number, the bigger the platform. It was one of the larger platforms. It was in really good shape. Like the guy was, I think he told me he was building it for himself. He already changed the battery system, but for the old type, the what I call 6-volt, you need to buy like 8 of those, or 8-volt. 6-volt, you buy 8 of those for a 48-volt car. But the batteries were new, the cables were new. So the car is moving like it was designed in the 15 miles per hour, maybe 20 max, with a short range. Those batteries don't allow you to go far, and I need to go far. The village is huge. It's 3 counties. From my home to the new part in Golf, by Golf is 1 hour and 20 minutes. By car is 35 minutes. This is a huge place. But anyways, but it's still in a price range that I'm going, maybe I can sell those batteries, they're new, if I convert to lithium, which is what I wanted. And so it was a good platform. We went back and forth, and the guy was very nice, very reasonable. And I think it was a Wednesday. I want to say it was a Wednesday, maybe. And I said I'll be there Friday. and we can make a deal. We have not locked the price, but he's not also saying this is firm. Seems to me like a type of guy that is, like I said, street smart. Like, let's make a deal. So so that's a Wednesday noon. I think we're going back and forth. I don't know, by phone or electronic. I can't remember. For whatever reason that you know how you're always talking about something and your phone is listening and something shows up. Don't ask me how. That night or the next day, I see on Instagram, I think it was, or Facebook, a picture of this. Not only a Kei truck, a Kei truck called Cienfuegos in Miami, already in business like this. And when I saw that picture, I'm going, what is that? Like, I'm going, and then I immediately went in research mode, found what Kei truck were, and I think I found the builder there. I contacted them. Actually, their name is AR Mobile Florida, FL. They are in Broward County. I don't know. Just Google that. By the way, if you want to do one of these, I built this myself with some help. Some people just see that doing those video series. But I can tell you one thing, if I need another one, I probably don't do it. This is a lot of work, especially when you don't have the know-how, when you don't have plans. This is all about pictures. I saw a lot of videos and pictures from Asia, South Asia, whatever. There's a channel that dedicates, I want to say, most of his videos about people working on these trucks, and basically he does videos that last about half an hour or a little bit longer that showcase when people arrive to wherever they're working, like really early in the morning, how set up, how the business go, and that's it. And I start watching that channel heavily. I think it's Korea, I don't know, or maybe one of those islands in the Pacific, I don't know. I'm gonna find that link because it's a very interesting channel. On that channel, I saw a massive amount of ideas. There's no explanation. There's someone telling me, this is the length of the cable. There's none of that. There are no plans. So I see the Cienfuegos picture, which I have it. I'm gonna put it here because that's an important picture in my journey. And AR responded. I just asked, hey, how much is that? Like, they gave me a quote. Can't remember the numbers, but we're talking in the 40,000 range, somewhere there. Back in 2024, and then the tariff happened and the price went up heavily, like significantly. All right, I don't know now. All I know, those guys know their stuff. Like, they have built a lot of this. And again, if you want one and you want to get into this business where you're selling ice cream or coffee or whatever, they use it for a lot. And you don't have the know-how, go to AR Mobile Florida, like FL. Like, don't, because you're gonna get into a lot of trouble, especially when you go to get your permit, your state permit. There's particular details that you need to make sure they're done correctly. If you do a coffee truck, there are very unique things that you need to have in order to properly serve your customers and have a good, what they call, workflow. So they're, I'm gonna call them experts. I highly recommend you contact them. Roger, I think they're two brothers. I spoke a lot with one named Roger, super nice guy. Unfortunately, their pricing and my moment and my budget were like this. We couldn't make it work. And we tried a few things, but we couldn't make it work. And so that's how it goes. But if I had to do another one, I had the budget, they'd do it. Like, no question about it. So once I saw the numbers, in that quote, I saw the price of the truck, because they quote you the truck and the box and the plumbing and the electrical and the, you want to do their coffee equipment with them, you know, it's itemized. Now when I saw the price of this truck in the United States, that, boom, a light bulb went off, because that was about the same amount as me buying that golf cart industrial that I mentioned and converting to lithium. And I'm going, and this is bigger, like there's more space here. So I went like, all right, I need to put a brake on the golf cart that I was gonna go see in Jacksonville, maybe. And I was trying to get going with Air Mobile. I couldn't. And I was even trying to just buy the truck. As I said, I like to do little wins. I like to move forward. And even though I was almost bought that truck, they were telling me a good one with good mileage and good condition, I think I have pictures of that too. There was a detail about that truck that put me off. I'm not an expert. You need to contact an expert. Eventually, we found this in a dealer as part of this story. I'm approaching here in Candelaria. I'm at the parking lot. So between October and December, I went heavily. Like, how can I get this done? I mean, how can I do it? And in December of 2024, we got this one. So.